Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of the Jack and Maven Show. I'm joined by Maven, and I'm Jack.
Hi.
And it's the week of the CWL Dallas Open, the first major event of the Call of Duty World War II season. To say things are lit right now would be an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I can't wait to go. We have 3 months basically of no casting. I know we did a little casting recently, like for
Dude, almost 4 months.
All Domination charity tournament. A little bit of a warm-up, I think, for Dallas. But, yeah, this is going to be insane, man.
Yes.
Just purely the number of teams are going, just hearing from fans and stuff on Twitter that are going to be going as well. Pumped.
Oh, couldn't be more excited. There's going to be more people competing there than ever before in the Call of Duty World League at a major LAN event. But all that out of the way, you guys have probably already watched our pool A, B, C, and D predictions and thoughts videos. If you haven't, go watch them now, man. They're like combined for 75,000 plus views. Go take a look. Go drop your thoughts in the comments. Like 1,000 comments combined on those videos, which is wild. But here today, we're going to talk about the open bracket. You know, give our predictions on this. Talk about the teams we think can maybe make a run, make some noise, and probably pools, and even further, maybe in the championship bracket. And then probably tomorrow's upload will be our official predictions, like our top 8.
Well, it's tough because I think tonight or early tomorrow is when teams have to like submit rosters that they're going.
Yes,
or whatever.
it's today.
It's today.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we won't know the bracket until it's like late Thursday or like first thing Friday.
Yes.
So it's hard to do predictions when you don't know who the hell's going to match up at the end. But we can still kind of pick the teams. And what also makes this difficult is, well, the guys haven't been streaming the 2K for the most part. A lot of these guys haven't made it far enough in the 2K for me to give a shit.
Yeah.
I haven't started watching until like top 32 usually. A lot of these teams have struggled outside of that. But I mean, we're mostly going to be going on history, just what we know the skill of a lot of these players kind of historically with COD and what our thoughts are.
I think yes, there's some, a couple teams from APAC that have made some noises. We kind of go through this. We'll start with APAC, then go EU, and then NA. APAC is kind of very brief for me. We just saw the SYF team win this most recent 2K. Mind Freak places top 8. I don't know how much merit you can really put into that. Yes, they won it. Congratulations, but at the same time, this one had less of a meaning for Mind Freak because they already had their 3 wins before the 2K Pro Point lock for pool play.
Put it this way: I make a Word document for every episode we do with notes, just so I can glance over and make sure we don't miss anything. I did not make one for the APAC region, and that's not even a knock to them as much as this is the most stacked open bracket ever. I just don't see how one comes out.
So we're kicking off the predictions there. No, nothing from APAC in the open bracket.
How?
I agree.
How would they?
I agree.
The nice thing they'll have, and I haven't seen the official list yet, but basically because of how skewed pool play is for North American teams, it becomes a little bit more skewed at the top for international teams in the open bracket from a seeding standpoint. So we don't have final seeding, but we do know that, for instance, some of your ANZ teams and EU teams will be very high up as far as your top seeds for open bracket. So does that give them a nice chance? Sure, but they're going to have to beat the likes of a Phaser and Echo Fox.
I think the best teams will still come out.
Yes,
so that's really it for APAC. Moving on to EU. We were kind of joking because this week's 2K right now for Europe is kind of all over the place. We're so used to seeing UK teams dominate, and now there's like 3 French squads.
Yeah, I think there's 3 French squads. Giants, which is like Tohor's team, which we haven't seen personally, I haven't seen a lot of it since like Black Ops 3 for the most part. And then there are a couple like Excels in it for UK, and then I believe I don't know exactly what happened last night, but Renegades and Red Reserve were supposed to play in a top 16 matchup. It got pushed to today, so I don't know. Favorite team in it should still be. I mean, it'll be Red as long as they win that matchup. This could be huge for, I guess, Renegades if they get a good finish and could bump up a little bit in the rankings.
They need it. They absolutely need it. So you kind of made your little list here, starting with...
Actually, I think they're top EU.
Maybe.
No, they're not.
Starting right now, looking at this, Supremacy's on this, which... That's like Tony JS and Vortex, and we've seen this brand for a long time. What's the biggest noise Supremacy's ever made? Like that one... Didn't they get like top 6 in a stage... or something for EU and Black Ops 3 or something?
I know recently they've, in their open bracket runs, they've always had a win or 2 over like a North American team I didn't expect them to beat. I guess you could say. They haven't made it all the way to pool play necessarily, but they've usually had a couple wins that surprise me. The main reason I put them on there and then the other team, Giants, is just kind of one team from those major countries in Spain and France that I think will... I guess we'll have the most chance out of those regions.
And we already know Vitality, the other French team, is already in pools, so I guess Supremacy would kind of be leading the charge for France. in the open bracket. That's kind of Giants and Supremacy. Though I'm in the same boat as you. Was like, could they surprise some teams? Yes. Do I expect them to be in the top 4 to make it out? Absolutely not. Moving on through Millennium, led by Gunch and Marky B with PD and Urban.
Honestly, all I know about Millennium thus far is they've done horribly, and Marky B has had something he's gone off about on Twitter, it seems like, every weekend.
If I had $1 for every time Marky B has tweeted, today just wasn't our day, we'll prove how good we are next time, I would have enough money to buy out the contracts of the Optic players and then team with them and win a champs.
Yeah, I
love Marky B, but it's the truth.
I haven't seen a ton of them. I mean, I would love... Millennium started strong last year, and it's a completely different roster for the most part, but they haven't really done it. They haven't made any noise yet.
I think for most people, they want to see Gunch do well because it's great to see him back. But I think this is like the perfect example.
For what, 2 years?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's a perfect example of like a guy coming back for boots. You expect him to kind of go off, and nothing really there's nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and maybe someone will get better with time once he's been in grind a little bit more, but I don't expect him to make a lot of noise, at least early.
Moving forward, Infuse, which is Defrag, Niall, Nolson, and Zerg. If I'm not mistaken, or no, was this one of the teams that just recently made a change?
Oh God, I went off the recent.
Wasn't it Zed? But no. Didn't Zed just switch to Excel?
Oh God.
Wasn't there a roster change? Zed joined. Yeah.
Yes. Zed just joined Excel.
Yeah, so I know that there were some shakeups. I wasn't sure.
Well, I think what I have down here is the most recent rosters.
No, that looks fine. That looks fine.
So.
I just either way, for Infused, we saw Niall. I feel like Niall was always the weak link on his team.
He was like the scapegoat last year. It felt like
it was just always like, oh, Niall was the issue by.
And Nolson somehow turned into that a little bit last year too. It seemed like, even though in Black Ops 3 he was one of like the breakout players statistically.
Him and Zed.
In Hardpoint he was amazing. Yeah, Zed as well. Nolson still had a lot of strong games last year, but if I remember right, things kind of fell through. I can't remember he wasn't getting along with his teammates. The communication wasn't there. But
I think it was like an average sort of team scenario.
Yeah.
If I had to say with Infused again, like looking at this open bracket, I just don't see them making moves. This next team, Excel,
that's probably the best chance.
I think I give the better chance of honestly. Well, it might be of anybody.
For EU, yeah, because we know how good Quicker can be. I think same goes for Zed. Not that they were the best last year, but they've certainly had shining moments. And then they have Desire and Alex to go with that. Desire, remember, he was on the Epsilon team at Black Ops 3 Champs when they placed third or fourth. And then he gets dropped ultimately for Josh, right, at the beginning of last year. But he didn't have a good year last year. But, I mean, he's got some sort of championship pedigree in him at least. He's made some deep runs. I think that's certainly my favorite team of the year.
And you know what's funny is like this team just made a change in the last week. It's been a thing where when teams kind of just go in with a roster and don't have that pressure on them, and they just play, they just seem to do well. Yeah. Like those kind of pickup teams, just kind of they're like, well, we need a fourth. Grab this guy, let's just do it and see how we do. They always somehow surprise and think they're still alive right now.
They're playing top 8. They're going to play Vitality.
And I think that's a great test. I mean, they can take down a team that's already in pools. That's a great sign for them moving forward.
Vitality, and then ultimately they may have to run into Red. So we'll see how they do.
Red or Renegades.
That'll be tonight. And then the other team, we have Renegades on here. They haven't been doing well at all, but a lot of names you'll recognize: Reedy, Shane, Sunny B, and Watson. Watson and Sunny B both in the Pro League last year alongside Reedy at various times. Shane has been, he's one of the few players on a short list that's been to every single champs. Yep. But maybe this is a game where he could finally get back to it a little bit, because I know in the Jetpack CODs
he was like a bot.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
What's funny is I believe the last time Watson was in Dallas for an event, didn't they go 0-6 in matches, or 0-5 in matches and win 0 maps?
0-18 in map count.
Yeah, something like that. And I remember Watson sitting outside the hotel, and I was like, "Get him next time, mate."
So yeah, Watson and Reedy were going at it at times. So
that's kind of our EU. If I had to pick a team from there that I think could surprise some people, and maybe it would probably be Excel.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
But my heart tells me that I think all 4 teams that will make pools will come from NA.
I got to see a bracket.
I know.
But no.
Yeah, again, that's a tough thing. People want to see a kind of preview and us give predictions. It's very tough.
That's not crazy to say at all. We're just saying that it's not a knock to you either. We're just saying it wasn't a knock to APAC. There's just so many good NA teams. This is going to be a gauntlet, absolutely, for the open bracket. Let's just start with North America now. Yeah. I just threw 9 teams that kind of stood out the most to me. We can just kind of go through it, but we'll start with some of the S&D guys, which I don't think probably had the best chance to come out, but I have been, I guess, enjoying following their careers as they've sort of started to switch over to CWL. So that'd be the Lethal team: Maniac, Mutex, Rambi, and Teddy Rex. I know several of these guys. I can't remember the exact roster, but they played through some upper brackets last year. Don't think made too much noise, at least that I saw.
Yeah, I think what's simple for me with them is like in these best of 3 formats, they just got to get to that S&D and just hope for the best. Because isn't it normally?
Oh God, that's a good question.
Isn't it normally 2 respawns and an S&D?
How do I not know this? Well, we don't watch the open bracket at all usually because we're casting pool play, so we never even get a chance. We like walk over. Oh God, yeah, no, I believe it is 3rd, right?
I always thought it was, but I forget.
Oh no, that's a good question.
Either way, no matter what happens, these guys need to win their search and destroy. They are literally 4 of the better S&D players in Call of Duty.
Well, they have a much better chance of its game too.
Yes. With this team though, and looking at the rosters, while I like the guys, I think they're just on the outside bubble. Like I would put them up against most of those EU rosters, probably 4 of the 6 to win, but
yeah, no.
I don't see these guys beating out the top NA, upper echelon of NA.
Well, let's keep moving up. Next up will be Era, which is Dito, Havoc, Proofy, and Rallied. Again, a team that had a lot of
They had a really rough 2K this week, and they were like, we're going to prove this week we're not a top 32 team. If I had $1 for every time a team said they're going to prove they're not a top 32 team right now, I would have $32, because there's a lot of teams say that they are better than top 32. Era being one of them, FaZe being one of them. Honestly, I mean, Era for me is in like the same boat as like FaZe. Like, could they make pools? Yes. Right now, for what I've seen from them, do I think that they will make pools?
No,
I don't think so.
It's the team when you just look at it is kind of just messy. Like you have Rallied, who's I guess now just trying to sort of compete in the CWL. I think he's a great player, and I think he will be on a very good team eventually. So I think this is it. Yeah, Proofy and Dito, basically 2 players trying to come out of retirement.
Yep.
And then Havoc, who we know Havoc has a lot of skill, but we also know he makes poor decisions sometimes, isn't the best communicator, and I think this game is one that will certainly punish you. I saw him and Rally going at it a little bit about how to be critiqued and talking between the team. But no, I don't have a ton of the faith in the team right now.
I think right now my safest bets to make it out of open bracket is the Echo Fox team, which is Assault, Vicento, Gunless, and Saints, and the Saga team, which is Royalty, Goonjar, Proto, and Exotic.
Yeah, I bolded those 2 as well, because like they were the ones that really, those are the only 2 I felt confident about. Echo Fox, I think, very easily could have been a pool play, and maybe should have been a pool play if it wasn't for a couple maps not going their way. Assault, Vicento, Gunless, and Saints. You saw them beat TK last night in Game 5 on St. Marie S&D. Yep. I watched that whole one. I think they ended up beating them 6-4, but that's a TK team that's finished top 3 and
absolutely
the 2K. So that's an impressive win. Is it impressive as beating an LG or not? No, but still, that's a win that shows they belong in the pool play conversation. I think they did even before that win, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I really want to see a next threat versus FaZe match for pools, if that's even a thing. How fantastic would that series be?
That'd be awesome. I don't know where FaZe is.
Look at the rosters; they should make it. Right now, they've had 4 top 32s.
So they've got knocked out back-to-back 2Ks by EG for top 32, I believe.
I think so.
And I know the first series like 2 weeks ago was insane. I didn't follow how the most recent one went, but
I think they lost Game 5 again. I think.
Well, it was wild. Like looking at the list of actual pro point totals, and I knew FaZe was doing poorly. I knew they got all top 32s, but I guess I didn't realize how many North American teams were above them in pro points. Like when I saw Pure with like Neslo, Stainville, Sharp, and Wheats, like I love those guys, but I'd expect them to have more pro points than FaZe, for God's sake. It's just
I think if I had to make my top 4 for open bracket, I would say Saga, Echo Fox. I'm going to give FaZe the benefit of the doubt. And my out there pick, if I'm just going crazy, is Excel from EU.
Yeah, no.
If I just had to throw a team in just to be crazy, I'll pick Excel.
Yeah, and that's what's so tough, because these guys could play, one of them could play each other to get in, depending on the bracket. But
and the tough thing is, like, we have been able to watch searches from these teams. You can take stuff from scrims, yes. Half these teams don't even stream their 2Ks, so...
well, we can mention 2 teams doing well right now, too, just in this most recent 2K. The ALG squad, Believe, Mayhem, Nova, and Spoof. And then Sin, I believe, is the old Rogue roster that just switched, like, yesterday, right? Yes. So the Rogue roster went over to Sen, and they're sitting in top 8 to play ALG, I believe, tonight. So
damn, that's like two teams that really need pro points, just kind of killing each other off.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. ALG.
They
honestly,
stuck together from champs.
That actually wouldn't shock me if that was a team that made a little bit of noise. Really, like, I might have more faith in ALG than FaZe right now. Not kidding.
We're ending the video on that. Let's end the video on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the open bracket preview. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be absolutely nuts. I cannot wait. I'm happy we're doing more of a kind of red zone type coverage because there's so many teams in that open bracket.
I just want to get back casted, man. Like we had a little taste of it this past weekend after a lot of downtime. I don't know, man. We love it. It's good to get back to work.
Be sure to leave a like. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.